From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, son.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
As you know, there's a free Weather NorCal app. All you have to do is go to your app store, your iPhone, Google Play Store, in your Android, search for Weather NorCal, and then look for that icon. And then you download the app for free, and this is what it will look like. Now, I want to show you something here, because there are several different ways in which you can really take advantage of Weather NorCal. And I'm just going to give you one quick tip here. So I'm going to go ahead and click it right here. Now, what you'll do here is I'll scroll down. You see right here, you see neighborhood forecast. I'm going to go ahead and tap on neighborhood forecast. So what this will do is you take any one of the neighborhoods that you need to get more information on, and you can see Valley Neighborhood Forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Let's go to the Valley. Let's take a look at what the Valley Neighborhood Forecast looks like. So what it does is you take you through here, and you can see you've got planners for several different areas, Redding, Red Bluff, Chico in particular. Then a lot of the maps that you see here in my weather forecast, they're right there on the app, and you can check out today's forecast. You can take a look at the 7-day forecast for Chico, Red Bluff, and Redding. So a lot of great resources here just from the app, and this is just to name a few. There are a lot of different resources from Weather NorCal that I want you to check it out. All right, so let's take a look at the weather headlines. We've got those gusty north winds. They will continue through Friday morning with high fire danger as a result. And fire danger probably the highest we've seen for a while, quite honestly. The valley, though, will be flirting with 100 degrees by tomorrow, and some of us may touch 100 degrees for the first time this year. I think most of us should stay below 100. It's next week. Next week is where I think we could see, I think, at least 100 degrees, if not higher. But just how big that heat is something we'll talk about here in just a bit. Here's your neighborhood forecast at a glance here. And there you can see those temperatures. Yeah, they're warming up. We're mid-90s here for the valley, give or take, and in the 60s for the coast. But otherwise, 70s and 80s for the higher elevations. So the winds, I think they'll be strongest this morning, much like yesterday. They'll subside just a little bit, but still gusty nonetheless. So there you can see the strongest winds are in the valley, the strongest winds are along the coast. Now I do anticipate this afternoon, especially for the Shasta Valley, to see some pretty strong winds there in Siskiyou County. Not as bad as you head into the eastern mountains, but I mean, even Alturas, you're getting upwards of 20 miles per hour, strong gusts out along the coast as well, and of course, not to mention in the valley. Now, this trend, at least for the valley, will continue into the morning hours, right? But then by the afternoon, those winds will subside Friday afternoon for the valley, still gusty for some of us along the coast, and even some of those valleys and some of those mountain valleys, right? Then we go into Saturday morning. Now, Saturday morning, I don't think we're going to see anything widespread. I am anticipating, though, that by Saturday afternoon, we may see another event just for the north end of the valley around Redding, maybe Red Bluff, where we'll see a strong northwesterly wind. But of course, we'll kind of wait and see what happens with that. But overall, I think your best bet if you need to mow the lawn is going to be Saturday morning. That's when we expect some cooler weather. The wind should die down as well. Humidity levels for today, they're dropping down quite possibly into the single digits for the valley. We take you into your Friday. Even though the winds are dying down, we still expect to see those single digits with the relative humidity. So again, today, very high humidity. You see that darker shade of orange? That is well within that high category. Not quite seeing those reds yet, but it is getting close. Now, what you'll notice on Friday, it's not as bad, but we're still within that moderate and even close to high category. So even though the winds are dying down, we still have the heat and we still have those low humidity levels. So at least the winds are going to really help things out there. But really not much in the way of cloud cover. There are some storms off to our north that's going to really keep our temperatures at bay, especially by the weekend. So this warmer air it moves in by Friday. This is when some of us could touch 100 degrees in the valley, but otherwise most of us just below 100. Then we're going to see a series of storms ride due north. This one, there's another one coming in behind that through the weekend and even into Monday of next week as well. Now, Monday, there could be a chance for some showers in the mountains, which we'll take a closer look at that in just a bit, but there's that cooler air riding to our north. Now our attention will focus on to the east of us. We've got high pressure that'll build in over the central United States. Now, this particular model has the hottest temperatures to our east. That will expand into our region. Now, this is one I do expect to most likely see 100 degrees or higher for many of us, if not all of us, in the valley. However, this model has the center of the dome of high pressure to our east. If you look at the European forecast model, this is actually right on top of us. So that's going to play a huge role as far as just how hot it gets for next week. If we have this over us, we're easily talking 110 degrees or higher, okay? But with the dome of high pressure to our east, that keeps our temperatures from getting quite as hot. I mean, this is where the major heat wave would be. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with the positioning of this ridge of high pressure. But bottom line, I do expect to most likely see 100 degrees or higher for most of us in the valley by next week. Maybe some of us as early as tomorrow, but again, we'll have to kind of wait and see with that. There's that dome of high pressure off to our east, keeping temperatures most likely above normal in that long range. So let's talk about chances for rain. It's not going to be the case today. Today is going to be gorgeous, at least plenty of sunshine, right? But it will be warmer out there. Now check out Friday, because Futurecast has actually done a pretty good job here, has a good track record. So I feel pretty confident that we may see a stray shower for parts of the eastern mountains tomorrow afternoon, and that could extend into southeastern portions of Modoc County as well. So I have included a chance for a few stray showers for some of us in the eastern mountains for your Friday. Then Saturday, it should pretty much dry out again. Maybe some fog developing along the coast here for Saturday morning. Let's take a look at that long range. And this is something I kind of touched on yesterday. The potential for the rain is mainly to the north and west, but you can see, Modoc County, Siskiyou County, the coast, inland areas, and even Trinity County could see a chance for showers on Monday. Of course, I'm not expecting anything for the valley or even the eastern mountains. But as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, that high pressure begins to build in, temperatures increase, and we're going to be looking at those dry conditions as well. So the wave heights for today, what you're seeing here, yeah, they have increased a little bit here, and you can see they start to retreat a little bit for your Friday, but most likely sticking around. And that's why what you see here, a small craft advisory, it's actually not only for today, but through tomorrow afternoon. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 80s. They're going to see about 82 degrees for Ruth, 88 for Douglas City and Trinity Center, about 83 degrees. Let's take you to the north coast, central and southern Humboldt County. Temperature about 64 in Eureka, Garberville about 86. So it's warming up even for those inland areas. That chance for showers on Monday, by the way, for the north coast and the inland areas as well. Temperatures are going to increase, peak on Friday, drop going into Monday, going back up. So we've got that roller coaster ride with those temperatures as well. Siskiyou County for today, temperatures mainly in the 70s. You can see it just depends on where you are. Happy Camp, one of the warmer spots at about 82, 79 for Mount Shasta City and Dunsmuir about 83. There's that chance for showers on Monday and maybe even a chance for showers Monday for Modoc County as well. Otherwise, today, you're looking at dry conditions. Temperatures are going to increase Friday, go back down into Monday before going back up Tuesday, Wednesday. Bottom line, everyone, even the coast is going to see those warmer temperatures for next week. Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, 77 for Viola, 86 for Shingletown, and 84 degrees for Greenville. Let's take you to the valley, brought to you by NorCal Tractor, and we've got those temperatures into the 90s, well into the 90s, about 93 for Corning, 93 for Los Molinos and Chico, about 94 degrees. Take you up north with about 95 for Redding, 89 for Whiskeytown, and Red Bluff, a high of about 95 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook, and you can see that roller coaster ride. Now, again, if some of us touch 100 degrees tomorrow, not out of the question. If that happens, that will be the first time we've seen it so far this year. Otherwise, I expect mainly upper 90s for your Friday. Temperatures drop, in fact, down to the mid 80s by next Monday, and there are those triple digits by the middle to latter part of next week.